Why, hello there, and welcome to a retro review of sorts of Kingsley's 9er MCR, or Magic Carpet Ride. So due to Jaeger being in the shop, Kingsley, so that's the rider in front, he's graciously lent me his single speeder MCR to test out and most likely laugh at me as I try to comprehend a single speeder that has a frame size 2 sizes too big for me. What were the rotor sizes? 160 and... oh, don't... oh,
I'm not sure it's 160 on the front or 180. I think it's just 160. The Ice Tech rotors and calipers, XT range, XT brakes all the way through.
Yeah, and then otherwise, feels like 175 cranks.
I think it was, yeah. 32 by 20 gearing, 100mm travel Fox CTD fork, one of the originals. It's actually got a straight steer and not tapered.
Which is actually feeling very nice at the moment.
Except for that's been reconditioned fully inside and out.
The bike's for sale. Feel like we're going to be saying that.
Because it doesn't get ridden. Thompson alloy seat post. 9er MCR with Reynolds 853 steel. Yeah.
So you can tell he actually takes a lot of pride in this Bits bike. Even though it's a Bits bike, he's put everything together himself.
It's got a TWE rims front and rear. Front hub's a TWE. The rear one's actually a, what do you call it? I can't remember. American Classic, that's it.
Yeah.
Rear hub, fully rebuilt on the inside of it. Buzzes nicely, not too loud. It's all good. Pretty
much one of the best riding bikes. It's made up of your spare parts.
Bits, yeah.
Yeah, well, that silly Karate Monkey you put me on 4 years ago, that almost killed me.
That almost killed you, yeah.
Fuck.
So those wheels, you last rode those wheels were on the People Eater.
Yeah, that was another review I did for you, yeah.
Yeah, another single speed.
Another one for you. Another one.
Quick, let's go find some downhill bits and see how you go.
Okay, going down Bunyip. That's the problem though, is I've got to get used to, whoa, how narrow these tyres are. Now I fell right here. Shit. So Kingsley's currently on a top fuel 9.8 at the moment and he's absolutely dropping me as I'm trying to get used to these narrower tyres. So I don't really have a rear suspension linkage. Front end feels great. Really just feels like the tyres that are holding me back. Oh shit! Wet rocks also don't help. Oh. And he's already doing the tram tracks in reverse. And just ahead of me, we have Roger from Beyond the Racing Line on a far superior Fuel EX 8. So it's time to see how well he actually does with racing. No pressure or anything, mate. Kingsley's still out all the way in the lead. Oh shit. Oh come on mate, don't stall for the camera. Good work. Yeah, camera roll. You're doing well. Yeah, that often happens as well, but... what do you think most of my work is with these reviews and everything, that I dub it afterwards like your podcast or something? Bit of a rock garden section and through a fucking puddle. Remember this descent? Usually I climb this. Oh crap! Come on. Time to put the CTD in climb mode. Let's have at it. Oh shit. Come on, single speed. Go, 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 go. Alright. Good thing he's got the 175mm pedals on this shit. Huh. Well, that turned out better than I expected. So while the rest of the guys head back to the trailhead and to the cars, I'm just going to continue on with testing and reviewing the MCR. Off to the left here is Lindsay's descent. So here we go. So at the moment with the MCR, I'm definitely finding the strong suit is the frame and the fork. The fork, being 100 mils, is definitely doing all the work that I needed to. And especially with the CTD function, I'd say that as a fork that's from a few generations before my own Fox 36 factory, the quality of this fork is phenomenal. The rear hub and the rear assembly is pretty solid as well. So combine that with the steel frame from Niner, and this entire bike as a rolling chassis is really good. The race face handlebars, yeah, they're a bit wider than what I'd ordinarily run. I'm really questioning if they are more than 820 mils wide, since Kingsley's family is significantly taller than what I am. Realistically, the whole package is working really well, save for whatever the heck's happening out the front, which isn't the fork. I'm pretty sure I've narrowed it down to either the non-boosted front hub or the Chris King headset's a bit loose and hasn't been serviced in a while. The XT rotors and brake combination are really well paired for this bike. It doesn't feel like anything's overpowered. It feels like it's got the right amount of modulation for single speed hardtail riding. Like sometimes with my Hope XR3 Techs, XR2 Tech 3s, however you want to say it, they do feel overpowered when they're warmed up and ready to go, but then they feel very underpowered when cold and dry. So it's nice just having a set of brakes that are switched on and ready to go. As we go down green light to finish this review. So the Christmas rain has definitely washed out most of this course. So a fair bit of sand, wet sand being left behind, and has changed the grip levels a bit. And again, surprisingly, I'm only feeling the sand through the front tyre. The rear tyre is really doing what it should. So it almost needs a faster rolling tyre at the front. Oh shit. Oh, this is a bit more rocky than what it should be. Jump. Oh shit, there's glass and mud. Whoa. Okay. Definitely some washout here. And being on a single speeder with very narrow tyres is not inspiring me to do ridiculous things. I think this bike's starting to really show up how much I'm relying on modern bike standards. Because without having the boost hubs, the front wheel feels quite flexy and also quite harsh and stringent on descents and climbing. The narrower tyres and the narrower frame are definitely showing how much I rely on mechanical grip to get around the courses. The only thing that's really benefiting from the MCR is actually the steel frame. The steel frame is doing a marvellous job. So overall, if you're here from the Australia Single Speeders Association, Should you buy this bike? Yeah, if you're significantly taller than me. I'm 170 centimeters tall after my back fractures. So if you're around 180 or so, this bike will be perfect for you. And the handling characteristics are very well suited to single speeding, just not to how short I am. And for $1,000, there really aren't that many rolling chassis project bikes you can get into these days, because everyone's trying to sell even your most basic Marlin and Roscoe and Rockhopper combinations for well over that. So you get a complete bike with some pretty high-end components for what is needed for this bike. Sure, it doesn't have the latest Hope Hydra hub, but what have you. But for a durable, reliable single speeder, yeah, this is actually really spot on. The only time I'd say that there's been a better Niner single speeder is, ironically, the Purple People Eater, which is his Niner Ros 9. That was one hell of a bike to test a few years ago. It was just unshakable. The fork was sublime. It's been pretty fun testing out this MCR. I can see why Kingsley's very proud of this bike. It is really a nice bike. And I'm not saying that because I'm his mate or anything, sure. But when people build bikes with passion, and even if it is out of his spare parts, out of his garage, sure. But it does come together to form a really fun bike. And I think after testing so many different modern bikes for so many years, I do get a bit nitpicky on things like front end handling and everything, but it's still a remarkably fun bike, and I love riding with the guys with this bike. Until next time, keep riding, stay awesome.